All right, so now that you've got your fresh new Cake Ninja, let me tell you how to do the initial setup. Down here under Setup, it has a little tab, and these are the numbers that you're going to put in that the Ninja's going to use to calculate all your prices very, very consistently and accurately. So once again, the cardinal rule, don't put anything into a cell that's not yellow. So what you're going to do is enter the hourly labor rate that you pay yourself, your per mile delivery charge, the miles per gallon that your delivery car gets, the current price of gas, so you might want to change as time goes by and things go up and down, and all these questions you're going to have to answer. They're not hard. So the ones that you might need to take a little time to actually measure is how much time it takes you in minutes to mix a batch of cake batter, frosting, how long it takes you to fill crumb coat and dowel, all these three things, okay? So if you see these little triangles here, if there's one there, then if you hover over that square, it's going to give you more information about specifically how to accurately fill in that particular square, okay? And each of those have them. And if it's a 0, so let's say you don't rent out anything, so you don't have a refundable deposit, don't leave this blank. Go ahead and put a 0 there, okay? Now, the next section is up to 12 locations where you commonly deliver to. So these are mine that I usually go to. How many number of hours it takes to get there and back. Don't forget getting back. So look on Google, calculate the time. If it's only 45 minutes, that's 3/4 of an hour. So you would put 0.75. Don't put 45 because then it thinks it's 45 hours. It's you have to convert that time into portions of a minute, okay? So for this one, it takes me 2.5 hours, okay? Again, on that Google search, look and see how many miles it is there and back. Put that in there. Then go over here and fill in up to 12 possible methods of payment that you accept. If you don't have all 12, it's fine. It's fine. Just put in 4 or whatever you accept as possible methods of payment. All of this is going to show up later in the other tabs. So this is where you change it as a master, sort of. Okay, this is where you're going to put in how much actual batter, frosting, and filling you use in your cakes. These are all default numbers. I think they're pretty close. I bake cakes in a single, I don't bake my cakes and then cut them. I bake them each in individual pans, so if I need 6 layers, I bake 6 pans. I don't bake 3 layers and cut them in half. But if you do, then you're going to want to change this to how many you put in one 6-inch pan. The 6-inch pan is the standard I'm using, so you don't have to worry about, well, what about a 9-inch, and what about a 12-inch, and what about a square? All of that is calculated behind the scenes in the Cake Ninja brain, so don't worry about it. It's all based on what you would do in a 6-inch pan, okay? Do that for all these different things. It's very self-explanatory what you're putting in there. If you change these numbers, no big deal. And you want to go back to what I had as a default, you can see here that it has a little pop-up that tells you what the default was. So you do not have to worry about, oh crud, what was that she had in there that I liked better than my own? Or if you just happen to mess up and put the wrong number in there, okay? And then here, this last one is how much time would you like to have before you remind that client, okay, your final payment is due. I particularly have 4 weeks. So a month before the wedding, I send them an email and I say, your last payment is due and this is how you can do it. Now, if you're 2 weeks, if you're 6 weeks, you can put that in there and enter the amount of weeks that you wish to have this reminder automatically appear in your payment tab, okay? Later on when you see the payment tab, you'll understand why that's important. And then when you go to buy something for your business, let's say you buy a bunch of bowls or you buy a new mixer, how do you pay for those things? Go ahead and put that in here, okay? And this is important because when you go to start looking at how the taxes tab is going to populate itself, you're going to want to remember, oh, if I need a receipt for something, how did I pay for it? Then you've got it right here, okay? So put in the ways that you happen to pay for the things that you buy for your business. And that's basically how you do the setup. Super simple and easy. Once you do it, it's done. You don't have to do it again unless things change. Unless you want to change these numbers here because your batters are coming out too big or too small. Unless you decide that you're going to start maybe going to different locations, you could add a few here, take a few off. If your tax rate changes, like right here, if you decide you're getting quicker at cleaning up, then you're going to go ahead and put a different number there. But anyway, this is where you change everything, and then you don't have to change it anywhere else. This is where the Ninja pulls from when it's going to calculate all those numbers for your pricing and your payments. I know that's a lot of information, but it's really there so you don't have to think about it later. Once you do this, you don't worry about it anymore. Once you're done with it and you're happy with it, you can just hide it so it's not there on your list of tabs. You just go down, click on the little arrow down, hide sheet, and it'll go away. Okay, see how it's going to go away? Now if I want to get it back again, I just go over here to the little lines and I look for it. I have a lot on my sheet here. Setup, looking for setup. Where is it? If it's hidden, it's kind of grayed out. So here we go. There it is. So I'm just going to click it again, and it's going to appear again. Okay, so it's not lost. If you hide it, don't worry. All right, so that's how you do your setup.